Well, we've landed in the promised land for hunting shows. So we've got to grab our bags, run over to Expo, and lose our voices within the first hour.
Ain't Porter's sold anything yet?
I bet he's definitely pulled some strings and gave people like 4 hats for 1 membership. That's his trick.
I'm exhausted from the show. The Western Hunting Show goes from Thursday to Sunday. We show up there on Wednesday. I can't imagine how tired those guys are because they literally never stop demoing customers, like literally all day long. Yeah, it was. It's incredible to see the growth, obviously in the numbers, which is always good to see from a business standpoint. But more validating is to see the brand grow within the consumers from word of mouth. Like that's the most powerful thing on the planet is word of mouth. And now that we have our users and members marketing for us and understanding the true value and what it is and what it can do for their friend or their dad or their uncle or whatever it is, like that's where the real validation comes from, is seeing that on people's faces or seeing those words come out of somebody's mouth, you know?
A couple years ago, it was like they would come up, who's GoHUNT, and you just have to explain who we were. And then like last year, they kind of knew GoHUNT, but they didn't really know Insider. Now they know GoHUNT. A lot of them are existing members, and they're giving us ideas just about like what products enhancements they'd like to see. So the tone has completely changed. We are not the new kids on the block anymore. Oh, it's so cool because everyone's in the same room, so it's cool to go by and check out with the Yeti guys and check out First Light and the new products they're coming out with. And we're doing some custom game bags and custom game calls with Phelps and Caribou Gear, so catch up with those guys. And then there's new brands like Heather's Choice, which is kind of emerging as like a healthy backcountry food company, and you can kind of see who's popping. And Climate was there, and it was cool to just catch up with everybody. We're really talking about doing a lot of like custom products because like we know what we want, and so it's cool we can give them feedback and do custom line with a bunch of stuff. So that was awesome.
Yeah, there's been an extreme boost of sales, which I don't know if you guys have been back there yet, but it's an absolute mess. Because some of our orders are coming in from our manufacturers. We wanted to make sure we had everything as quick as possible from after the show, right? Because we were also, doing some unveiling marketing for Stone Glacier with a new 4056 pack, for Mystery Ranch coming out with the Sika subalpine camo pattern. Like we were unveiling some product for other manufacturers, so we wanted to make sure we had it like right when we got home so we could start mailing it. So it's a complete mess back there. Looks like a bomb hit it, but yeah, there's definitely been a long tail spike in business.
We had a burrito eating competition last evening, which we had 2 years ago, and it was even better this year. Brandon was the clear favorite, and out of nowhere, the dark horse, Branson. I would think he was a 4 to 5 to 1 underdog, and he crushed. There was a 5-pound burrito. 5-pound burrito.
And by the way, it's 5 pounds of meat. So like the burrito itself is more than 5 pounds because it's got some beans in there, some sour cream, and 3 tortillas around to fit 5 pounds of meat.
And Branson crushed it in 12 minutes. The waiter has never seen anyone. He's been with the restaurant, he said, like a year. He's never seen anyone complete the burrito challenge. And if you complete it, you also get a free sundae, which Branson ate as well. So Brandon finished it, but it took him probably about 30 minutes. And they both ate the sundae. And then Gabe was definitely in too deep of water. And everybody at the table knew it but him.
From the immediate start, I knew Gabe had absolutely zero chance.
He came in there confident. He thought for sure, I'm going to finish this. 100% sure he's going to finish it. And I think he maybe got a 4th done. Some are even saying less than that, before he was really starting to feel it, and he was not going far.
And then Lorenzo was like, hey, I'll give you $1,000 if you finish it, which just pushed him to go. He just dug himself deeper, and I kept going, I'm like, bro, you're not probably going to finish it, so there's no reason for you to eat anything more at all. Like, just stop now. The last thing you want to do is eat another 25% and then still not finish and just be sicker. He threw up right after. We walked out of the restaurant we were 20 yards out of the restaurant. He's puking.
He did puke. He did puke.
Get it out! I don't feel very good. Just get it out, bud.
I ate 60% of that thing.
We were told no more than 20 for sure.
And that's a lie, all right? You know, I think there's some embellishers here that like to talk a lot of trash, you know. I don't know if it's they feel like not as good as me, you know, different things like that. But they're just trying to put the big dog down. I don't see anybody else trying that sucker here in this office. It's easy to sit, you know, sit behind a camera and, oh, you only ate 20%, you know. It's easy to run your mouth when you're sitting here, but they won't say that to my face, you know that. Dude, I felt worse the next morning. The first thing I got up that morning, I didn't even think about eating breakfast. Got me a Sprite and some Tums. You know, I was a little lethargic sitting in the booth. You know, I don't think my sales went down the next day, we'll say that. You know, I was kind of like a guy who sat in the corner a little bit, waved hi at people, but didn't have a whole lot to really say.
There is a bit of a you know, parental feeling. Just the guys are awesome. They're as good as it gets, extremely respectful. You know, show up to work on time, do whatever it takes to get their job done, and that's, I mean, that is what it takes to get ahead in anything, right? So even in GoHUNT, what they're doing, they're doing it to get ahead, but at the same time, like, there is a little bit of parenting when they're staying out till 3:30 in the morning and showing up to the expo the next day. I'm obviously not doing that, so then they're making fun of me, saying, you know, I'm old and I can't keep up, which I guess it's true. But you know, with those guys, like, they just bring such life into the company, and it keeps it so myself or Chris or Stoner, we don't get stuck behind a paradigm, right? We just constantly want to be shifted and making sure that we're on the edge of the new way of thinking, because I mean, it's a fast world, and if you don't keep up, you can fall behind really quickly.
I assumed that these kids knew how to get ready in the morning, that they had to be there. If the show starts at 10, they need to get there at 9:30. Thought that was just common sense. And that we have a vacuum in the tower, the vacuum's meant to be used. But multiple mornings I'd get there, and there's no there's nothing, the floor is completely dirty. We're demoing somebody, I'm like, Gabe, let's go, vacuum. Neville, what's going on?
I don't even know what's going on, so I've been up. Maybe I was staying out a little too late on some nights, but we get in there, and I saw one little piece of white thing on the carpet, and Porter comes over. What time you get here this morning? I probably showed up 10 minutes before the show started. And he's like, we need a vacuum. Someone needs to vacuum this. You guys haven't vacuumed. You've been staying out all night long. So, yeah, sometimes in the morning he'd be riding me kind of hard just to make sure I was on track, because he knew I was staying up. But it was fun. I did make it to the show on time. I was actually an hour early because I thought the show started at 9. And it starts at 10. So it was a blessing in disguise, I guess you could say.